Hello and welcome to Top Stories and Viewers Television. I am Jay Malik. Now, the spread of the novel coronavirus disease in Nigeria continues to record significant increases. As the latest statistics provided by the Nigerian Center for Disease Control reveal, Nigeria has 213,464 confirmed cases. Now, 61 new confirmed cases was recorded. To date, 213,464 cases have been confirmed. 206,292 have been discharged and 2,973 deaths have been recorded in 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. Now, the National Executive Council of the Academic Staff Union of Universities will meet to consider the Thursday's intervention of the Speaker of House of Representatives, Femi Bajabiamila, and the next line of action on the ultimatum given the federal government. Now, the union's president, Emmanuel Isodeke, disclosed this in an interview with newsmen after leading all the officials of the union to the meeting with Bajabiamila in Abuja. Now, earlier in the day, Bajabiamila had intervened in the crisis between the federal government and university lecturers. He succeeded in making both parties to agree on 4 major contending issues. The speaker stated that Nigeria cannot afford another strike by the university lecturers. The government delegation agreed to commence payment of the 30 billion naira University Revitalization Fund and that the 22 billion naira earned academic allowances component of the education sector's budget would be sorted out. Now, the United States Secretary to State Government, Anthony Blinken, has urged the government to ensure accountability and address the grievances of victims of the police brutality and their families, as well as the NSAS protest. He said the U.S. government was working closely with Nigeria to help the population most affected by conflicts and violence in the country, particularly the Northeast, where his country is providing vital humanitarian aid to approximately 2.2 million internally displaced Nigerians. Blinken said this on Thursday during a joint press briefing with the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Oyema, shortly after he visited President Muhammadu Buhari at the Presidential Villa Abuja. By tackling these issues, Blinken said the U.S. could help to address some of the problems that had been key drivers of security. He also welcomed the conclusion of the investigation by an independent panel of inquiry set up by the Lagos State government to look into the event that took place at the Lekki toll gate in October 2020, including killings and other alleged abuses by the security forces. Now, 52 persons have been confirmed dead within 72 hours as a result of bandit attacks across Sokoto State. Now, Governor Aminu Tambuwa had earlier confirmed 15 people dead, 12 in Ilela local government area of 3 Goronyo local government areas. However, the governors visited the places on Wednesday, the toll had risen to 43. Meanwhile, in addition to the 43 persons killed as confirmed by Tabua, the Sokoto State Police Command said 3 villages in Sabon Bini local government area were also attacked, leaving 9 people dead. The State Police Public Relations Officer, ASP Abubakar Sanusi, told newsmen that 9 persons were killed in separate attacks that took place between 15th, 16th and 17th of November 2021. Now, Gombe State government has warned those planning to sell COVID-19 vaccination cards to desist or face punishment. The government also clarified that vaccination is free, issuing that warning in Balanga local government area. The state deputy governor, Dr. Manasseh Jatua, noted that vaccination is the most promising tool for the prevention of COVID-19. Now, Jatua added owning on vaccination COVID-19 vaccination card by all 2 people that have not undergone the test and vaccination is criminal, and appropriate sanctions shall be applied once caught. Now, the House of Representatives has taken steps to remove the Code of Conduct Tribunal from the control of the executive arm of government and domicile it in the judiciary as an independent arm of the government. This is as the House passed through second reading a bill to alter the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 with a view to removing the CCT and a judiciary body from the executive arm and placing it under the judiciary as a superior court of record. Sponsors of the bill, Solomon Bob and Olajide, said the bill proposes to amend some sections of the Constitution, among others, that deal with superior courts of record and sought to incorporate the CCT among leading. The leading debate on the bill, Bob said, in a presidential democracy such as Nigeria's and three arms of government, the legislature, the executive, and judiciary are distinct and separate in functions, powers, and composition. Now, the lawmakers said these provisions clearly close the tribunal as a judicial body with the powers of competent court record, adding that failure to situate it under the judicial arm of government is contrary to the principle of separation of powers. The report.
It is absurd and indeed confounding that a judicial tribunal, clothed with enormous powers to sanction public officers found guilty of violating the Code of Conduct Act, including power to order forfeiture and bar offenders from holding public office, is placed under the executive rather than the judiciary, an arm where it rightly belongs. The punishments which the Code of Conduct Tribunal may impose shall include any of the following: A, vacation of office or seats in any legislative house, as the case may be. B, disqualification from membership of the legislative house and from holding of any public office for a period not exceeding 10 years.
And lastly, the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, has called on the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, and the federal government to go back to the negotiation table in the interest of Nigerian students, instead of embarking on a fresh industrial action which will further affect the academic calendar. President of the association, Sunday Adedayo, who stated this in Bauchi on the occasion of this year's International Student Day, also advocated for proper funding of public tertiary institutions in the country in order to ensure they meet the demands of both public and private sector. Our Bauchi State correspondent Howard Hassan tells us more.
November 17th every year is a day set aside by the World Students' Union to celebrate the International Students' Day. This year's celebration in Bauchi, which was honored by the President of the National Association of Nigeria Students, NANS, Comrade Sunday Adedayo, at the Federal Polytechnic Bauchi, focuses on call to the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, and the federal government to ensure peaceful resolution of their problems in the interest of the Nigerian students.
We must acknowledge the challenge as a venue to also work across board to ensure a better system. I therefore, on behalf of all the Nigerian students, plead with the ASU and the federal government to serve their sword in the interest of Nigerian students and work together to ensure continuity in our academic calendar, thereby improving the quality of education in our tertiary institution.
The president also calls for proper funding of the country's tertiary institutions, which he says can go a long way in improving educational standards.
I call for a proper funding of public polytechnics, colleges of education, monotechnics. The proven funding is necessary to ensure our public institutions meet the personal needs of both public and private sectors. It is therefore imperative that the government should start considering 25% increment in money payable to TED fund as education tax.
On his part, the executive governor of Bauchi State, who was represented by Chief of Staff Adam Gamawa, calls on the students to be innovative in their learning in order to build character for good leadership.
So take your learning opportunity here as part of your leadership and character building. The certificate you will get at the end of the day is not for what you know alone. It's also for the character that you have built. I hope you will use this opportunity that you have of attending very good schools that we are very proud of, and we also associate with in our administration to learn in the classroom and to learn outside the classroom.
He says the Bauchi state government will continue to support education for the benefit of the citizenry. Awal Hassan, Viewer TV News, Bauchi.
And that's all we can take on top stories. Do stay tuned for the rest of our programs. Many thanks for watching.